Yo, pull up all these pictures and you're like, oh, that's the dessert you're eating? All right, Michelle. That's the candle? Okay, that's the same candle. I know where that. 45 minutes to an hour.
45 minutes to an hour. Wait, can you run that long? No offense.
That's how I got married, dog. You know, my first date, bro.
Was that what you did?
Yeah, my first date with her.
I look at.
I think a guy's more comfortable being alone than a girl, but I mean that's a whole nother
think so? First and foremost, thank you to listen to the Men Don't Know podcast. I'm the man of many friends, your host and creator, Chris Boone. And here on the podcast, we talk with a bunch of guys. We ask a bunch of women questions over wine and cocktails. Now, whether you're listening to it on Google Play, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, Pandora, YouTube, Audio, or you downloaded that Men Don't Know podcast app, I can't thank y'all enough. Merch store is open as always. Hit me up on Instagram at Men Don't Know, Twitter at Men Don't Know 1. Shoot me an email, Chris at MenDon'tKnow.com, or hop on the MenDon'tKnow.com website. Shoot me a message. Coy, glad to have you back, my guy.
What's going on?
Not much. Everybody knew you requested a little bit of PTO, so and by
thanks for bailing me out.
By law, we have to give it to you. So, how we living?
We're good.
All right. Question of the day: who's more hopelessly romantic?
Oh,
men or women? And in that relationship, I want to ask women, how much does it help that their man does romantic gestures? And I know it does help, but I want to see at the littlest of things. Like, what's the littlest of things that you would consider romantic?
Right.
And how much does that, I guess, in essence, help the relationship? Help him, I guess, they always say, help him be great. Like, help him, that helps her pour back into him, basically. Yeah. Like, damn, he did this little thing. Now she's going to go above me on do X, Y, and Z.
So the question is, who's more romantic or
who's more
hopeless? Because you putting hopeless changes that.
I mean, then who's more romantic?
I think the guys are, because they have to be romantic.
Okay.
They have to do it.
Okay.
Like they don't get to just sit back and.
I'm not okay. Okay, fair. Let's get Jess on the line first up. I mean,
you're hopeless. She's hoping.
Yeah. Why did this not hook up? Hold on. Hold on. For some reason, this did not pick up my phone, and that is crazy.
Young Jamie.
No. Here we are.
Bluetooth?
Yeah. But I'm looking for. Oh, here it is. There we go. All right. Done. Hey. Hello?
Hello?
Hey. How you doing? Sorry.
Hey.
Sorry about that.
Technical difficulties.
A little bit. Coy's back now, so I had to.
See what happens.
I was gonna say, are you having issues because Corey's not here?
No. He's back. How we doing, Jess?
Just, fabulous.
I like it. I love it. Question of the day: who's more romantic, you or the man? I want to hear this.
I think the man.
Okay. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Let my guy stun on him.
He's gotten a lot better over the years.
Okay, now let me ask you this. Is it the big things or the little things?
For me, it's the little things.
Why?
Because I feel like he has to put more thought into the little things. Like anybody can just let's go on. I feel like anybody can be like, let's go to vacation type of thing, or let's go to dinner. Like it's the smaller things for me.
Do you think that's what it is now with women in general? Like they want the smaller things. They want the what's the word I'm trying to use? Like they want the thought more than the price of the gift.
I think it just depends on the caliber of woman that you're talking to.
Of course, it does depend on the woman. I was having this conversation with a friend, and they were saying, we look at things like this, and then when you have and when you've been given and when you've gotten all the huge experiences and the gifts, it all boils down to the little things that matter.
I think it just kind of depends. Well, it definitely depends on the person you're with, but
Yeah.
I think it's like when people say, "Oh, I wish I had straight hair," and they have curly hair, or they
Yeah.
have curly hair, and like
Wait,
vice
sure.
versa type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's the same thing. I think when you have a woman who probably gets everything bought for her, like no thought,
Mm-hmm.
then she's probably, but her man's like always busy or working. She's probably like, oh, I wish you would do like something more romantic. And then maybe the girls who are getting all the romantic stuff are like, oh, I wish you would buy me something. Like, I think it's just a 50-50 type of thing. I think the harder thing in a relationship is finding the happy balance.
Yeah.
And then also knowing learning your partner's love language.
Ooh, okay. Do you really think that's a good book or good test for couples to take?
I don't necessarily think you have to read the whole book.
Mhm.
I think that as long as somebody, like, everything is so easily available at your fingertips online.
Yeah.
I feel like if you were to just Google, like a guy was, like, if he was right now, like, oh, what is she talking about? Like, you just Google what are the love languages. Then you see them. And then it's like, okay, well, what does each one actually represent? And you look at that. And then you can tell based off of the person you're with what makes them happier when you're doing certain things.
Yep.
Like, you don't have to read a whole book, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it's a little bit of everything. Like, I mean, even for, like, one is acts of service.
Yeah.
I think that that's amazing, but it's not a maker for me.
Got it.
So
Okay.
I feel like my partner has learned to do just a little bit of everything without really thinking about it, if that makes sense. Like, he sends me a lot of clothing stuff. That's why I always say, I just always joke about all my clothes are either you or him.
Mm-hmm.
But like, he'll send me a lot of like fashion fits, and he'll be like, oh, do you like this? And I'll say yes, or I'll save like a bunch of stuff to my Pinterest, and sometimes he'll just randomly start sending me, like, he'll have packages sent home, and I'm like, what the hell? I didn't order this. And he's like, oh, I know you liked it, so I got it for you.
Oh.
And then there's things, it doesn't have to be like that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have to be anything super crazy or expensive. It could be Fashion Nova, it could be Shein, it could be any of those things. It could be, he knows I like, your sister and I have our ice issue. We like crushed ice.
Yeah.
So sometimes he'll stop on his way home and just get me a bag of Chick-fil-A ice. That literally, like, makes me so happy. And it's not a huge thing. It's a $5 bag of ice.
Yeah.
Right. But it's just like, it's the thought process of like, oh, I know my wife likes this ice. I'm going to get her that. Like, I think people miss like, you miss the principle of the situation.
Yeah, 100%. As we get older, I think we've learned more. And I think, like, I was going to ask you, like, what's the littlest of things that meant a lot to you? And you just named it, because it literally is a bag of ice.
Yeah.
But it literally means the world to you.
It's just because I know that he is, number one, thinking about me. Number two, he just worked a 10-hour shift, and instead of being the person that's like, oh my God, I just want to go straight home, he stopped, whether it's 5 minutes out of his way, to get me a bag of ice.
He did it.
That is exactly, like, perfect for me. You know what I mean? And he'll do the same thing with, like, sometimes I only like certain chocolate. So sometimes if he stops at a gas station or while he's out at work, he'll buy me a chocolate bar. And when he comes home, he brings it to me like, oh, I know you probably haven't had any chocolate, or the one specific alcohol your sister and I drink. Sometimes if he goes to the store because I asked him to go pick something up, he'll grab that. I didn't mention it, but he'll just grab it for me. But then it's also the little things, like if he wakes up before me and is like, oh, I made you breakfast. Like, Okay, like
That's
you
nice.
don't have to go buy me breakfast. You
nigga
can just
is
make me
good.
breakfast.
This guy is good.
Make sure that Eagles jersey's in the mail for me.
I can't stand you.
Welcome back. I mean, I guess, you know what? We often sit back and think of these things, and we don't realize. I think a lot of women that are in those relationships where they've had everything want everything you're talking about.
Yeah.
And I don't, it's one of those things where you often sit back and you think and you're like, damn, I'm glad I don't take this for granted, because I know every girl is like, you often hear the complaints that, I hate to say, other homegirls make or other women make. And you're all like, wow, I don't run into any of those issues.
Right. And Will and I have that conversation all the time. And it's like, we don't think that way to make anyone feel bad.
No.
But when I tell him certain people are like, oh, so-and-so said this to me about what's his face, or he's like, oh, my homeboy said this, and we're both like, sorry, can't relate. Like, it's really true. Like, now maybe because we went through our trials and tribulations early on in our relationship and because we stayed together, but like, we don't really fight. We don't really argue. I feel like our goal is to always make each other happy and to make sure that like we have peace in our home.
Yeah.
And if somebody starts any type of situation where we feel like, oh my God, this person's about to be drama, we're like, okay, cool. Like,
replace
we're
us.
just good on you. Yeah. Like I don't need that. I mean, our whole group of people, when we all hang out, like our intimate circle, not like the expanded version, but our intimate circle, we don't have drama.
Yeah.
Like we don't have those type of problems. So I prefer to keep it that way 100%. But I do think that even the girls who are more into like needing the brand new bags and shoes and all that other stuff, I think eventually, maybe not anytime soon if they're in a new relationship, but eventually it will wear on you that you don't really know if that person cares about you. Yeah. Like they're just buying you what you want, but
here, be quiet.
You're lacking the intimacy.
Yeah.
Like I could get anybody to buy me some shoes or a bag. Like that doesn't mean that they want to be there holding my hair back when I'm barfing because I'm feeling sick.
Yeah. Facts. Where, and that's the thing. That's the thing about who's going to be there at your lowest.
Right.
Yeah. All right, Jess, that's it. I'm going to let you go, but I appreciate you.
All right.
Yeah, I'll hit you up later. He's fine.
Okay.
Fine. He fresh off a day off. He good.
Wow. Whatever. 1 day out of 3 years, McCoy. Yeah.
Actually, we're about to hit 6. So yeah.
Even worse.
All right, later.
Even worse. All right, bye.
Damn, she's cooking me. Damn. Turn this up real quick.
Hey,
what up?
Nothing. How are you?
Good. I'm here with Coy. Coy's back off his vacay, fresh off of vacay, Miami tan and all. Say hi to Coy.
This guy acting like I was gone for 30 minutes. What's up, Nina?
Welcome back, Coy.
Yeah. God till November, like Wyclef. All right, Nina. Question of the day. You know what? I already know he is. I ain't even going to ask this question because I feel like this is a new level of someone showing appreciation and caring. I know the man's romantic. So I don't even want to ask that. I know the man's romantic just because of the random flowers this motherfucker keep bringing you. I'm like, damn, this motherfucker in my playbook? Like, god damn, this is good. Shit, this motherfucker keep bringing flowers, your fruit, da-da-da. I'm like, hey, buddy. Making a lot of men that you're making a lot of men that ain't shitting that are trying to provide the bare minimum really look bad. Let me ask you this. Now being in a relationship where it's not money and it's just strictly really romantic gestures of little things, as a woman coming into that, how does that make you feel?
I mean, it makes me feel great.
it makes me
Mm-hmm.
so, I mean, I'm so happy that, I never stayed in other relationships,
Yep.
because if I had stayed in there, I mean, I feel as though eventually God would have been like, boop.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I have like definitely a huge level of appreciation,
Mm-hmm.
because this is who he is.
Yeah.
But also he has a sister and he loves his mom and his dad. It's different.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that you have to have like sisters or whatnot or, family to be this person, but this is just who he is and what he likes to do.
I mean, I often wonder now, like, I will say you are a woman that can provide yourself with anything.
Right.
But what is the smallest gesture that he's done that was like, damn, like it was a small gesture that none of us would think is romantic that you thought was absolutely romantic?
So I mean, he does a lot of things. I would say, which again, this is going to sound corny, but for me, it's like super cute and maybe romantic too. Like he can sense when I'm going to look at him. Like we'll be watching TV, and then
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And he always smiles. I feel like he could be not feeling well. He'll always smile, or he'll be like dozing off, and then he'll peek in his eyes, and then he'll smile. I think that always warms my heart. And then this is just recent that I was. He went with me to this. K-beauty event.
She
dragged in line with me for like 2 hours.
Dragging him.
To what event was it?
Go ahead.
This was like a K-beauty event.
I don't know.
So it was like a Korean beauty pop-up event, and it you get like free stuff, and so me and my friend. No, you get free like makeup, skincare.
Definitely dragged.
Yeah, dragged. Is that why he posted? I think I'm a makeup influencer. That line looked like that line looked like the line where you get to hell and they're trying to verify. they try to verify and make sure you're the right line type of thing. I'm like, damn.
At least take them to the K-pop concert so they can enjoy.
Yeah, Jesus.
K-makeup.
Right. Yeah, he waited in line, and it was so I wouldn't wait by myself while my friend got like.
So you wouldn't.
She'd get there, yeah. So he was pretty much just holding her spot.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I waited with him. We waited for a few hours.
I'm sorry.
And then
wait.
left.
No. I'm sorry. He came there, waited for a few hours with you, only to leave and leave empty. See.
Yeah. Then he was just like, "Oh, I should have stayed because then you could have gotten like double the
that's
love. Goodies."
No. I'm out. That's love. That is shit.
Yeah,
that's love. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, Nina. Don't call me for that. I'm just saying. I respect it. I'll give you Coy's number. So if you need to reach out to him, he's used to pop up lines or stuff.
He did that, and it was like, and we woke up early. This was a Saturday morning.
Damn, his only day off, and you made.
I didn't take him. He was like, hey, I'm just going to come with you just so you won't be there by yourself.
Oh my
and I was like, oh, thank you. And yeah.
Siri, play Do for Love.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Very sweet, but he wasn't the only guy who did that. There was a girl in front of us.
Trust me.
And her boyfriend went for the whole experience.
Oh my God. Not by choice. What do they call that? A happy hostage? That was not by choice. That was not by choice. Yeah, I just think women nowadays, I think when they're in that relationship where they get everything, they're really missing what you, and I just had Jess on, and Jess said the sweetest thing that she loves that Will does for her is stop and get her Chick-fil-A ice. I said, damn.
Oh yeah, that ice is pretty banging.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
All right, enough promo over here. I'll hit you up later. I appreciate you.
Okay.
We'll let you go.
All
See you,
right,
nigga.
bye.
Bye. Damn, I mean, I often think, and it is the gestures. You can do the trips, you can do all those things, and that will be dope. But I want to know what it's like when I'm sick.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Oh, the trips, the
The
bags.
hoorah, the
Yeah.
vacation stuff. That's
Yeah.
regular stuff that you do.
Yeah, 100%. But now he's doing X, Y, and Z where it's like, damn, okay, this motherfucker really riding for me. It's crazy. All right, man. Let's get up out of here. We're good. First and foremost, I want to thank everybody for listening. Whether you listen to it on Google Play, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, Pandora, YouTube, Audible, or you downloaded that Men Don't Know podcast app, I cannot thank y'all enough. Merch store is open as always. Hit me up on Instagram at Men Don't Know, Twitter at Men Don't Know 1. Shoot me an email, Chris at MenDon'tKnow.com, or hop on the MenDon'tKnow.com website and shoot me a message. Coin, my guy. We're out. Cheers.
How many pictures are on Yelp? Pull up all these pictures and you're like, oh, that's the dessert you're eating? All right, Michelle. That's the candle? Okay, that's the same candle. I know where that.
45 minutes to an hour.
45 minutes. Wait, can you run that long? No offense.
That's how I got married, dog. You know, it's first date, bro.
Was that what you did?
Yeah, my first date with her.
And look at
I think a guy's more comfortable being alone than a girl, but I mean, that's a whole
you
nother
think so?
subject.